Joy again, and I am not nearly as bubbly and perky as I usually am, and I never really describe myself as perky, but that's a whole side point that we shouldn't be getting into today. Yeah, I'm fighting off a bad mood. And I don't really have a reason to be in a bad mood, except for not feeling that great, and I have a lot to do, and So if I'm not nearly as perky as I usually am, that is why. And I apologize up front. So, with that in mind, I want to talk to you about Transformation Thursdays. This is where a group of us women, there's a large group of the women, and I have them all linked below. Please go and check them out. I'm sure you'll find a whole bunch of other great friends there. They are putting out content on every Thursday as well, and they're talking about, except for I was late last week, sorry. They're talking about how the Lord is continually transforming them in their lives, which is important because we're all continually being transformed and continually learning, and that's wonderful. I can't wait until Jesus returns and we actually get to be transformed and that this is no longer an issue. Yes, ma'am. Anyway, I've got some notes in front of me, so if you notice me looking down, that's why. I wanted to kind of be a little bit more clear and concise in my thought process here. Recently, I made a decision to go back to work. As a nurse, I've been working as a nurse, but I've been working in an education department at a hospital, which I love that kind of work, but I can only get so many hours there because they're rather tight on how many hours that they'll allow me to work in the position that I'm in. And I would look into going into another position, but those aren't exactly widely available either. So, that being that, I had to give up a recent job for less pay because I need to pay off some debt. You know, it's a lot of fun when you're making that, but it's not so much fun when you're trying to pay it off. And I'm realizing that a lot of our income is going towards paying off debt, and I just want to be done and out of it so I can stay home. And we've talked about this before. If you've been watching me at all, we've talked about this before. So the solution was for every other week, and there's a reason behind that. Just watch my first Transformation Thursday or some other. I talked about that before. I have to do it every other week. I'm taking on hours on labor and delivery. I used to work as a labor and delivery nurse about 6 years ago there, and left for various reasons. But I'm now returning to that because they can fit me in, they can work with my schedule, which is awesome. And I earn better hourly pay than I would almost anywhere else, which is also awesome. However, there was a lot of things that happened to me in my life while I was working there 6 years ago, and it's brought back a lot of things. And this work is not easy at all. It's hard work. I'm having to learn new technologies that are making my actual patient care difficult. And it's difficult. And now, I'm not saying that paying off debt should be easy. I know it's not. But the work, sorry, I'm getting stuff on my face. The work itself, I wish wasn't so challenging. I'm having to put a lot of trust in the Lord to get through this. I don't want the burden of me working more to flow on to my household, not just in the hours that I'm away, because that's an obvious burden. My problem is the burden of me being in a bad mood, me feeling stressed, me being tired, and I'm still just on orientation. And orientation just means you're working under the supervision of somebody else, which is slightly stressful too. So this has been difficult. And so I'm really praying for guidance, further guidance. I'm also praying I continue to trust the Lord. Psalms 55:22. Cast your burdens on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. I'm really praying for Him to sustain me, for Him to help me with this burden. And I'm also praying for guidance that I didn't put this burden on myself, and that is there another way that He would rather me go about paying off this debt. So, and then that's kind of a doubt that's been creeping up in my mind. Was I led to do this, or did I do it to myself once again? Did I put myself in a situation where I feel that I should be doing this when God has a whole other plan? And so I'm praying too that if God does have a whole other plan, that He lead me to that plan, that is where, either He makes me feel contented and helps me do good work there, or He leads me to where He would want me to be, which is also really an awesome thing to have happen as well. I have a couple more verses that came up to me. Psalm 56:11, in God I trust, I shall not be afraid. What can man do to me? Every night before work, I am scared to death that something bad's going to happen on my watch, that I'm not going to be able to or know exactly what to do or overlook something. And part of that is good nursing. Part of that is being a good nurse, to know all of the stuff out there that you can justifiably be afraid of. But part of that is just not trusting that I will remember things. And that's annoying all on another playing field. Colossians 1:9, for this reason, since the day we heard about you, we have not stopped praying for you and asking God to fill you with the knowledge of His will and all spiritual wisdom and understanding. I hate asking for help. I'm really bad at it. I've started being better at asking my husband when I need his help. And so any of you that could spare an extra moment to pray for me and guidance in this situation and strength, that would be awesome. And I thank you so much for that. And if you have anything that you need prayers for, leave them down below, because I am a praying woman and I want to be more diligent about praying on my knees every day. And I was at one point, and I've let that slide a little bit, and I need to not let that slide, because it does sustain me. Making contact with God really does sustain me. So 1 John 5:14 and 15, now this is the confidence that we have in Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us. And if we know that He hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we have asked of Him. He does hear our prayers. He cares about us. He's numbered every hair on our head, and you don't do that unless you care about somebody. So He cares about us. He's delighted in us, and that is so reassuring to me that He cares about my day-to-day life. And my life isn't hard by any means in comparison to many. Not at all. But that doesn't mean that He cares any less. I absolutely love thinking about how much He loves His children, and that He's given us the ability to become His kids. And that's just awesome to me, that He loves us so much. Do you know where you are going if you were to die today? That was what the sermon topic really was too. Finding true joy this Sunday. Do you know where you're going? Do you? Because if you know Him, then you know where you're going. And if you don't know Him, please know Him, so I can see you here as a sister or brother in Christ, or I can see you in heaven as the same. I sure hope so. Well, that's really all I have for you. I plead for prayer and guidance, and I'm trusting God through this difficult time. I hope you all are well. I hope you all are doing well, and just talking about this has raised my mood. So it's amazing what just giving over your burdens can do. Well, you all take care. God bless you. I hope to talk to you soon, and it should be a good week, right? Or it has been a good week, because this is Thursday. It will be Thursday when I post this. You know what I mean. Bye.